Okay.
What is, and not city by city, just Malaysia. What did you think of Malaysia as a
Malaysia
destination?
being not only Muslim majority, only like 60% population Muslim. We have Chinese, we have Indians, and we have other races, Kandazan, Sabahan. If you were to say Malaysia, I wouldn't say include Sabah and Sarawak. That is on the East Malaysia. So I'm talking about peninsula of Malaysia. You can live very comfortable if you say you have a I would say if you rent a room, apartment, don't say you stay in a hotel. Hotel in Malaysia could be very expensive, equally expensive as in Thailand. So I would say you need a budget like 2,000 to 3,000 Malaysia ringgit.
And that's about what is that in
One for
dollars?
one US dollar about 4.5 Malaysia ringgit. It fluctuates. Now it's about 4.7.
Right.
So you can pretty much depend. Here again depend on your lifestyle. You can have a roti bread and butter from the Indian store. They call it roti prata. It's just like $3 Malaysia ringgit. You live with a drink of tea and 2 roti and a little bit of chicken, curry, spicy. You can survive for breakfast.
And what's the visa conditions like to get into
Okay.
and stay in Malaysia?
Malaysia after the COVID, they closed down the Malaysia as a second home. They closed it down. So the government was going through a transformation, a lot of changes within the political scenario. So things are very evolving every now and then. So they close it up. So it's hard to enter Malaysia, but for American, you can go to Malaysia with visa free. Free means you don't pay a
Visa
dime.
exempt,
It's
yeah.
free of charge.
Yeah.
So you can allow to stay in Malaysia for 90 days. So after 90 days, you have to get out.
So what if I wanted to retire in Malaysia? What does that look like?
You can because it already closed. They closed it
Oh,
up.
they've opened it up.
Yeah, they opened it up only recently this year.
Yeah.
So if you want to retire in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, it's also again another hindrance that you have to go through an agent. You probably pay like Malaysian 10,000 ringgit. 10,000 is just like divided by 4.5. Let's say divide by 5.
About 70,000 baht.
70,000 baht. So it's big money.
About $2,000 approximately.
Yeah, it's big money. And that is only you're paying the agent fees. How about the house, the money you have to deposit in bonds, in government bonds?
Yeah,
like how many million? I'm not sure. They say like it's
It's about $500,000, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I got it written here that the bond is something like 15 million Malaysia ringgit, 15. So you have to have that money deposit into the Malaysian government bank, just like any other country. So you have to have that money, and on top of it, you have to have insurance. That's for sure. You cannot run. Whether you know the agent or not, you still have to show the certificate of the insurance.
So wait, let me get my head straight. So a US dollar's worth 4 ringgit, 4 rupee?
4.5, 4.7, depends on the rate.
And you said it was like 15 million?
Yeah, 1.5.
So we're
So you
talking
divide
about,
by 4.5,
you're talking about
25,000.
almost just over 3 million US dollars.
No, less. 15 million.
Divided
Malaysia,
by
you
4.
divide by 4.5.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, 16 million would be about 4 million, so I'm saying about $3 million.
Yeah, that money is your money. You deposit it inside the government bank.
Yeah.
So the government will give you interest as same. You cannot touch the money.
Wasn't there some requirement of also having to buy some property or something investing in bonds or some darn thing?
Bond is the only thing which I know, but housing they kind of give way, because if you were to buy a property, then again the property must be cost, let's say, more than 2.5 million for expat. You cannot buy less than 2.5 million, and then the hassle people want to go through, and then you have to go through the expat lawyer, you got to pay the fees, quite expensive. So that money, not everybody willing to invest, because you just came to Malaysia, you want to go and explore. But if I were to, now I just recently came to know that even, why should I stay in Kuala Lumpur, whereas if I can get Malaysia as a second home in Kuching or Sarawak, it's much cheaper. And is you still within Malaysia, you still can travel within Malaysia.
Yeah,
Even
of
though
course.
you get a second home in Kuching,
Yeah.
you still can travel, and that the condition there is cheaper and is faster. But you still have to go through an agent. You cannot run. So that is one thing that in Asia, just I mentioned Indonesia, now Malaysia also same.
Right.
Okay. So
So-
that is how. But living standard, I would say, still more expensive than Indonesia.
So basically, Malaysia is a retirement place for millionaires.
Could be.
The average
Not
guy on a
easy to
pension
get.
shouldn't even think about it.
To quote some, a lot of Japanese, because they have business there. A lot of Japanese, a lot of British, and yeah. And the
But that's
good
like-
point is Malaysia, they can speak good English. Most of them can speak. Even the taxi, they can speak English, because we are under the British rule. So in 1957 we get independence. The British left. So we
So
have.
if I was a 60-year-old man and I've got maybe $100,000 in the bank, which is not a lot, but it's probably more than some, and I've got a $2,000 a month pension, I shouldn't even think about Malaysia, right?
I would say you either think about Philippines, I never been, or in Thailand.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because
you-
here again, you bear in mind, this country, even though we have other races, but it's still dominant by the Muslim. They are very volatile. Their mind is not like Thailand. They are Buddhist. They think differently. They are sharper. They react faster. So they a bit slow a bit. And being politician, they always say, "Oh, you cannot eat pork." I never hear that in Thailand. So when you eat pork in Malaysia, it's a haram, it's a sacred, and you cannot eat.
Yeah.
So they can do that as a politician to harm you all. So being a Chinese can never be a prime minister. Another way of saying. So we are always a second class.
But
It's just another animal. I don't think so. Is I don't know, religion. So I don't want to go that far. But
No.
we have been living in that country for so many years, and we brought up. We respect each other. Your food is your food. My food is my food.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't say much. We don't hit you. Neither you hit me. So be sensitive a bit. Don't touch on that subject. So overall, if you say Malaysia, if you want to be a middle income to survive, to retire, no. I would rather say you choose Thailand first or Philippines. Philippines have an advantage because most of them speak English, American English.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is my second countries now.
Now, hold on 1 minute.